Please be seated. On behalf of Fitchburg State University, welcome to the 125th commencement exercises. I'm Dr. Charles Sides, professor in the Communications Media Department, and it is my honor to serve as your Master of Ceremonies. Including the graduate and undergraduate degrees we present tonight, almost 1,900 new graduates of Fitchburg State have been recognized during this year. The commencement ceremony combines traditions unique to Fitchburg State University and rituals common to colleges and universities across the United States. At every Fitchburg State commencement, the university's colors, green, white, and gold, are prominent. Each color is chosen to signify an ideal. White symbolizes purity and perfection, green is inspiration, gold represents wisdom. The undergraduates, who have earned the distinction of graduating with academic honors, wear ribboned medallions. Those graduating summa cum laude will be wearing honors medallions with green and white ribbons. Those who are graduating magna cum laude have medallions with gold ribbons. The cum laude graduates have green ribbons on their medallions. Students who complete the Fitchburg State University Honors Program, write and orally present a senior thesis, wear green and gold cords with their medallions. The Starlight Scholars wear red cords, and you will notice other students adorned with cords representing various academic societies, as well as students wearing stoles representing various groups and organizations. Other university symbols include the saxifrage flower. In 1900, the saxifrage, known as the rock breaker, was chosen to represent the spirit of what was then Fitchburg Normal School. The flower was chosen for its, quote, moral lesson in the achievements that can be brought about by quiet willpower, unquote. The motto, Perseverantia, meaning perseverance or persistence, has remained unchanged for a century and is prominent in our seal. While the university colors and saxifrage are unique to Fitchburg State, other traditions are common to graduations across the United States. Most significant of these are the academic regalia worn by all the participants. The origins of academic regalia can be traced back to the 13th century. At that time, they were the daily attire. Today, they are only worn for ceremonies, but they tell us much about their wearer. Students receiving degrees tonight wear traditional black gowns. For undergraduates, the gown has long pointed sleeves. The graduate students wear traditional black gowns with oblong sleeves, open at the wrist, with the front part cut in an arc. All faculty and administrators wear the gowns associated with the university where they earned their degree. Faculty may be wearing red, black, maroon, or blue gowns today. The hood, which is the colorful part of the regalia worn around the neck, indicates the wearer's degree and place of study. Each hood is lined with the official colors of the college or university awarding the degree. The binding identifies the graduate's academic discipline. The length of the hood and the width of the binding increase with the importance of the degree. Each member of the procession also wears a mortarboard or a soft hat with a tassel. Doctoral hats have gold tassels, master's degrees have black tassels, and undergraduate tassels feature the university colors. Watch for these distinctions as the processional begins. Several of the groups participating in the processional today will be led by a gonfalonier. The gonfalonier carries the banner, or gonfalon, representing that particular assembly. The gonfalon is a long banner that is suspended from a crossbar which originated in the medieval republics of Italy as an ensign of state or office. Gonfalons have been adopted by many universities around the world as college or institutional insignias. As we prepare to welcome the university processional for the start of our ceremony, please note that during the commencement ceremony, access to the stage area will be prohibited. The Fitchburg State Alumni Association has hired a professional photographer who will take a picture of each graduate as they receive their degree, and congratulations from President Lapidus. Each graduate will receive a complimentary 5x7 photograph mailed to their home. The ceremony is also being streamed live tonight by Fitchburg Access Television and is captioned for our deaf and hard of hearing guests. DVDs and Blu-rays of the ceremony will be available for purchase from FATV. Please note that the captioning for this event is available on your mobile device through our website at fitchburgstate.edu/captioning. In the unlikely event it becomes necessary to evacuate the building, we ask that you proceed to the nearest exit in an orderly fashion. And now, please rise as you are able to welcome the Fitchburg State University processional for the 2021 winter commencement. First to enter are the alumni. The alumni are led by Ms. Paula Stefanikis from the classes of 1992 and 2002. Ms. Stefanikis is carrying the alumni gonfalon. Mr. James Walsh from the class of 1975 is the most senior alumnus marching today and will be entering later in the processional with the platform party. Each of the alumni participating today is wearing a yellow stole to represent the Alumni Association. The faculty is led by recipients of the university's 4 prestigious faculty awards. Dr. Elizabeth Gordon, recipient of the 2021 Vincent J. Mara Award for Excellence in Teaching, is carrying the University Mace, which is a symbol typically found at academic ceremonies. Also leading the faculty is Dr. James Alicata, the 2021 recipient of the Contributions to the Graduate Program Award, and Dr. Michael Hove, the 2021 recipient of the Faculty Award for Research and Scholarship. All of the Faculty Award winners are wearing stoles that commemorate their accolades. Graduate and undergraduate students are now entering, organized by 4 academic schools within the university. Undergraduate student and valedictorian Rebecca Valkanis is carrying the class gonfalon, which was designed by members of the 2021 graduating class. Yvonne Gittleson, recipient of tonight's Graduate Student Leadership Award, is carrying the gonfalon, leading her fellow graduate students in the processional. Now entering is the platform party, led by Ms. Deborah Phillips, Chair of the Board of Trustees. Chair Phillips will officially confer the degrees on today's graduates. The platform party includes honored guests, local elected leaders, and senior university administrators. The platform party precedes Dr. Richard Lapidus, the 11th president of Fitchburg State University.
Mr. President, honored guests, graduates, faculty, librarians, administrators, and staff members, ladies and gentlemen, I hereby convene these commencement exercises marking the completion of the 127th year of Fitchburg State University and celebrating the achievements of the 125th graduating class. I'm Kathy Caney, the Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, and I welcome you to tonight's celebration. As we begin, I would like to acknowledge that we have condensed elements of tonight's ceremony to accommodate the large number of graduates receiving their degrees and to focus our attention on these students and their accomplishments. As such, certain elements of the printed program will not be reflected in the ceremony tonight. To begin, please join the Fitchburg State University Chamber Choir, directed by Professor Jonathan Harvey and the class of 2021, in the singing of America the Beautiful. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce the President of Fitchburg State University, Dr. Richard Lapidus.
Well, thank you and good evening. I'd like to begin by welcoming our honored guests representing our Board of Trustees, including Chair Deborah Phillips and Vice Chair Lynn Barrio. Local and state elected leaders, including Senator John Cronin, State Representative Michael Kushmerek, and Gardner Mayor Michael Nicholson. University administrators, including Vice President for Finance and Administration, Mr. Jay Bry, Vice President for Advancement, Mr. Jeffrey Wolfman, Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Franca Baricelli, Dean of Arts and Science, Dr. Sarah Levine, Dean of Health and Natural Sciences, Dr. Margaret Hoey, Dean of Education and Business, Dr. Nancy Murray, Dean of Graduate and Online and Continuing Education, Dr. Becky Copper-Glens, Dean of the Amelia V. Galluccio Cirio Library, Ms. Jackie Kremer, Dr. Raylor Jacate, President of the University Chapter of the Massachusetts State College Association, representing university faculty, and Mr. James Walsh, President of the Alumni Association. Thank you all for being here today. We'd also like to welcome our alumni gathered today who personify our institution and its traditions. Thank you all for being here today as well. I'd also like to thank members of the university staff who've done so much to get our graduates to this celebration tonight, as well as organize the event. I would also like to recognize our distinguished faculty that are here this evening, who bring out the very best in our students. I know that it means a lot to our students and to me as well to have you here to celebrate with them and recognize their achievements. Faculty, if you would please stand and be recognized. Thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to introduce my wife, Lisa, who always loves this moment. Lisa, if you could just wave or something. Thank you very much. And now to our graduates. What a great evening. This will become one of the most memorable moments of your life, the culmination of many years of hard work. It's the end of one journey, but the beginning of another. While this might be the end of your university life, your education will continue forever, and I know that it will serve you well. We share your joy in achieving a milestone as the university community heralds its own landmark occasion, our 125th commencement exercises. More than 49,000 people have graduated from this institution since its founding in 1894, and you join a remarkable group of individuals who are leaders in their fields. Our institutional evolution includes the creation of a robust online community of learners. Our graduates tonight include students who have completed their studies online and for whom this celebration marks the first time on campus. In addition to students from Massachusetts, we are joined by students from 18 states and 10 countries from around the world. If the online students are here, if you would stand up, please, and be recognized. Welcome to campus. As each of you reflects back on your experience as a student, I'm sure that you didn't arrive here on your own. There were many people who shared your ups and downs along the way. It might have been a special professor who led you through a rough patch or helped you nurture a good idea, or the sacrifices that your parents, family, spouse, or partner made so that you could walk across this stage tonight. So graduates, if you would please join me in thanking them for their support with a well-deserved round of applause. As I was thinking about more specifically about what I wanted to say to you this evening, I found myself reflecting upon interactions and experiences that I've had with some of you. And I once again reaffirmed how fortunate and proud I am to have the opportunity to serve the Fitchburg State University community. We have so many incredible students at this university who every day enrich the campus life of our institution. I'd like to share with you this evening 3 of the many student stories that celebrate the unyielding spirit of purpose that is our Fitchburg State University student body. Donna Shahar Mayer is a teacher as well as a lifelong learner. Born in Singapore to Israeli parents, Donna and her family immigrated to the U.S. when she was 3 years old. She grew up speaking Hebrew at home, and learned English in American schools. She loved the scholastic environment and pursued a career in education. Financing her own degree, she took advantage of the state's public institutions, starting at community college and then transferring to Fitchburg State for her bachelor's degree. Donna found her fit at Fitchburg State, studying with a community of professors who shared her passion for the work and who embodied the fusion of theory and practice while instilling the importance of keeping up with the evolution of their profession. Donna continued her studies at the graduate level, earning her master's degree this past August. In that work, she was able to collaborate with faculty members on projects, including a panel discussion on segregation and education in the U.S. Now a teacher herself, Donna's training informs her practice every day, as does her own global perspective. She holds 3 citizenships. She just became an American citizen last year and is proud to be a member of so many communities. Encouraging her own students to celebrate their identities, she learned Spanish and American Sign Language to better communicate with them and their families. Donna works every day to let them know that each and every one of them is important and belongs. Donna, we are proud of what you've become a part of at the Fitchburg State University community and ask you to stand to be recognized. Congratulations. Ruthnie Carla Bennett is passionate about justice and committed to, early applause there, is passionate about justice and committed to helping others. A first-generation college student who immigrated with her family to Boston from Haiti, where she was 2.5 years old. Ruthnie has seen the impact of injustice and violence with her own eyes. As a teenager, Ruthnie saw one of her neighbors murdered in an act of gang violence. She sensed the weight of community members who felt there was no way to move onward and upward in their lives. Encouraged by loving parents who were committed to her success, Ruthnie forged ahead with pursuing her dreams of an education. She chose to study criminal justice in the hopes of being the change she wants to see in our society. At Fitchburg State, she found a community of professors and advisors who offered guidance and support as her plans took shape, and she took on the role of a peer mentor herself, helping younger first-generation students navigate the college experience. She also supported her campus community as a member of the Student Emergency Medical Service and was an active member of several clubs and organizations, including the Falcon Bazaar, which helps students with food insecurity. She has just completed her final semester interning in Washington, D.C., and has set her sights on a career with the FBI, where she hopes to apply the same high standards she has demanded for herself. In her own words, her main goal in life is to help people. Ruthnie, you're off to an amazing start. Would you please stand and be recognized? Congratulations. Susan McClurkin is passionate about human service. She found her calling at the age of 18 when she got a job working with a local agency, taking clients with intellectual disabilities on social outings. She found the job so rewarding, she was surprised she could get paid for it. After graduating high school, she began pursuing a college degree. As may have occurred for many of the graduates and guests gathered tonight, life sometimes got in the way. Susan started a family and continued her career. School sometimes had to take a back seat. Professional opportunities arose and parental obligations mounted. Her degree remained a goal, but would have to come on its own time. With her oldest daughter nearing high school graduation, Susan preached the importance of continuing her education, yet she felt hypocritical having never finished her own degree. So she decided to hit the books in earnest herself. It wasn't always easy balancing the elements of family, career, and continuing education. There were days when Susan felt overwhelmed and showed up to receive some tough love from her faculty advisor, who reminded her of the strength and resolve she had demonstrated so many times in pursuit of her goals. In the home stretch of her degree, Susan was working in a group home for individuals with traumatic brain injuries, helping them to regain control of their lives. For her capstone practicum, she spent hundreds of hours working for a suicide prevention program, and she balanced the demands of raising her daughters and caring for her parents, navigating their own health crises. Susan credits the support of her husband and family, her supervisor, and caring faculty for making the realization of this dream possible. And tonight, 25 years later, after starting her degree, she will become the first member of her family to receive a college diploma. Susan, would you please stand? Congratulations. I chose these student stories because I think they exhibit some of the finest human traits that one can possess. I hope that you will remember and think about the traits of determination, resilience, courage, and compassion, as I know that you will need them at various points in your life. Each of you has a dream. Hold on to that dream no matter what critics might say. Don't confuse with what is with what can be, as we live in a world with limitless possibilities that often reveals that today's dreamers are the realists of tomorrow. There's an old proverb that says, there's a choice you have to make in everything you do. However, you must always keep in mind that the choices you make ultimately make you. I know that each of you will make good choices. Congratulations and good luck, class of 2021. It is now my privilege to present a new award named for a very special graduate of this institution. The Beverly Sherwin Farias Lifetime of Service Award recognizes extraordinary and continuous service to the university and its mission, and honors a commitment to advocacy on behalf of alumni and the greater university community. The recipient also shows perseverance and represents the true spirit of the Falcon. Few embody these qualities more than our honoree, Beverly Farias. A 1952 graduate of Fitchburg State, Beverly has been a fixture in the life of this institution for more than 70 years. First as a student, then working in the alumni office, and in the decades that followed, actively engaged as an alumna. It was on our campus where Beverly met her future husband, Joseph Farias, who later became a faculty member in the Industrial Arts Department, and yet another act of remarkable association with Fitchburg State began. Beverly has known the majority of Fitchburg State's presidents during her long engagement with the university and has been an unwavering supporter of the institution and its mission and a proud voice for its alumni. Beverly has twice been awarded the President's Medal in recognition of her service, and we are proud that she considers Fitchburg State another member of her large and loving family. While Beverly cannot join us in person tonight to collect this award, we are joined by her son Brian and daughter Valerie, and I ask all of those gathered here today to help me in acknowledging her exceptional service to the university. Before we continue, I want to acknowledge another member of our Fitchburg State community who is not with us tonight. Samuel Godin, a student in our MBA program, was praised by his professors as an engaged student and a classroom leader, raising the game for his fellow students through his energy and thought-provoking responses in class discussions. Earlier this fall, in the midst of his final course in his MBA degree, Sam passed away suddenly and unexpectedly. We are honored tonight to award him a posthumous degree, which we have presented to his family. I ask that we take a moment to remember Sam. Thank you.
Thank you, President Lapidus. It is now my privilege to present the Graduate Student Leadership Award. This honor is bestowed in recognition of demonstrated leadership in the student's professional work, graduate studies, or disciplinary research, and is presented based on recommendations from faculty and administration. Our honoree tonight is Yvonne Gittelston. Yvonne currently works as Corrections Education Program Specialist with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. In this role, her students are the education program directors who coordinate the academic and vocational programs for incarcerated men and women in Massachusetts jails and prisons. She arrived at this sobering yet heartwarming work after an 18-year career in traditional classroom environments, but found the life-changing power of education a constant. Following the completion of her master's degree in educational leadership and management in August, Yvonne began a doctoral degree program and hopes to support the creation of new programs to train correctional educators. It is my great pleasure to present Yvonne Gittelston the Graduate Student Leadership Award. Yvonne, please join me at the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Canny. It is an honor to be introduced by someone who herself has been recognized for her achievements on behalf of women in higher education. These efforts matter, and if we can see her, we can be her. Honored Fitchburg State leadership, distinguished faculty and guests, and fellow graduates, I'm so happy to be here with all of you this evening in person to celebrate our accomplishments. Congratulations to all of you. This is a very big deal. There is a saying that is often attributed to the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu that goes, "When the student is ready, the teacher appears." But I've recently learned that that is only one part of the quote. What that means is that when we are truly open to learning, we can receive the messages coming our way and learn from them, no matter the source. The teacher can appear from anywhere. We have all had experiences where we might look back on a period in our lives and perhaps later admit to ourselves, I just wasn't ready to get the lesson at that time. In my case, I wasn't quite ready or able to pursue further graduate work earlier in my career, and instead the lessons I was learning were all professional. That might be the case for you at the moment also, and that's okay. Just please make sure you have a plan to come back and keep going in such a way that you put yourself in the hands of others to guide you. We need teachers in our lives, and we need to be teachers in other people's lives. The incarcerated men and women I work with now weren't ready or able to understand or even hear about the promise of education earlier in their lives. And some are still not fully ready. A few of the teachers in the correctional facilities will say that their jobs are difficult because their students are not in class by choice, they're incarcerated. And you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So now I'm going to steal a response from one of the instructors in my program, and I hope she's flattered by my theft. Our job is to make them thirsty. It's not enough to just present the lesson. We must help our students understand the inherent value of learning and to believe in their abilities even when they don't. I used to work with AP students in high-powered academic high schools, and of course it's rewarding to do that kind of work. People ask me now, why do you work with felons? It's because I've watched grown men in their 40s, convicted of violent offenses, burst into tears when they achieve a high school equivalency or an industry-recognized credential. After he composed himself, one student said to me, I'm a 44-year-old ex-gang member in jail for the third time, and I finally have something I'm proud to show my children. That is the power of education. No aspiring young teacher in a credential program says, I'm here because I want to work in prison. And I never would have said that or thought I wanted to do this work either. But to steal from another powerful woman educator, Eleanor Roosevelt, you must do the thing you think you cannot do. And to come back to Lao Tzu, the second part of his quote is, when the student is truly ready, the teacher disappears. As you go forth tonight and leave your teachers behind, please do the thing you think you cannot do. You're ready. Thank you, and congratulations, fellow graduates.
Thank you, Yvonne. It now gives me great pleasure to honor students who have shown remarkable commitment to their studies at Fitchburg State University and received high marks for their efforts. We have 101 undergraduates who are graduating with cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude honors. Those students present here tonight are distinguished by wearing ribboned medallions. Please join me in recognizing their hard work. Out of so many exceptional students, only one can be named the valedictorian of the 2021 winter commencement. The valedictorian is the student with the highest cumulative grade point average. This year, education major Rebecca Valkanes has earned that honor. Rebecca graduates tonight with a degree in special education, serving students with severe disabilities at all grade levels. Like many who work in special ed, Rebecca is fueled by a passion for supporting this population of students. She engaged in this work as a pre-practicum student volunteer at the Valley Collaborative Elementary School in Tingsboro and continued as a student teacher this fall at the McKay Arts Academy located at our campus. Tonight, she completes her degree with a 3.96 grade point average. Rebecca, please join me at the podium to be recognized as the valedictorian of the class of 2021.
Thank you, Dr. Canny, President Lapidus, honored guests, and my fellow graduates. Let me begin by saying how great it is to be gathered with all of you for an in-person graduation ceremony. I'm honored to be your class valedictorian. I haven't been to many graduations before, but in my experience, what I know about the valedictorian speech is that it's always super long and boring, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I remember the valedictorian speaking at my high school graduation, telling us all the keys to success in life. I just remember thinking, we haven't even started life yet, how do you know? So I'm not gonna try to tell you I figured it out or I have all the answers, I'm just gonna talk about what I do know. I transferred to Fitchburg State 2.5 years ago, and it was definitely exciting to be here. I remember walking around campus, thinking about how beautiful it was and being so eager to be able to take my classes here. That optimism lasted for about 1.5 semesters, and then COVID happened. I know everyone in this room was seriously affected by the pandemic, some more than others, but what I personally experienced was a feeling of the most uncertainty of my life. I cannot describe how hard those first 2 semesters of remote learning were. In March 2020, when we switched to remote learning halfway through, I, and I'm sure many others, seriously thought about cutting my losses and withdrawing from the semester. I'd been pulled from the classrooms I was doing my teaching hours in, and I didn't get to step foot in a classroom again or work with students for almost a year. As an aspiring teacher, it's such a painful thing to have to learn how to teach through videos without actually being in a classroom. There are a few things that got me through. Professors who were unbelievably supportive during online learning, who I cannot thank enough for guiding us through when their own lives were also turned upside down. I want to give a specific shout out to Dr. Karen DeAngelis, Dr. Linda Agostino, Dr. Annette Sullivan, and so many more that I don't have time to name for keeping us grounded during these stressful months and working so hard to make virtual classes enjoyable before we were able to come back at all. The other main thing that got me through was my fellow students. Thank God for group messages. During those semesters, I don't think I would have made it through if it weren't for the support from my classmates in my program. We kept each other sane by talking through our own confusion and giving our best guesses at what was happening. I was working full-time and trying to learn how to go to college online, and I could not have done it without other people in my position, so I'm beyond grateful to have had them around. I also want to give a shout out to my Nana, God rest her soul, for always giving me $5 when I came home with a good report card growing up. That kept me motivated. I also want to thank my parents for always looking for opportunities to help me. Dad finding me scholarships through work. Mom helping me with those applications, because we all know Dad doesn't know how. And helping me look for second jobs during the summer, and so much more. Despite the many obstacles we faced, somehow we all made it here today. So I want to say congratulations again to the fall class of 2021. We couldn't have done it without each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. The Innovative Brass will now perform variations on themes of Haydn while we prepare for the awarding of the degrees.
Will the candidates for graduate degrees please come forward? I would like to ask the Chair, Deborah Phillips of the Board of Trustees, and Dr. Franca Baricelli, Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs, please join me for the conferring of graduate degrees. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, I present to you these persons whom I know to be sufficient in knowledge according to the customs of ancient and revered universities for the degrees of Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, and Master of Science.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Higher Education of Massachusetts and the Fitchburg State University Board of Trustees, I am pleased to grant these candidates their certificates or degrees with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
Would the chairpersons for each graduate program please present their candidates to President Lapidus to receive their degrees.
School of Arts and Sciences, Master of Science, degree in Applied Communication, led by Dr. Vieira Lorenzova. Bianca F. Law. School of Business, Master of Business Administration, degree in Business Administration, led by Dr. Denise Simeon. Yusuf Abdul Qadir. Shelley Abreu Ewan. Natalie Nicole Aguilar. Videlaine Ajiman Badu. Aislinn Havula Ajipong. Mekonnen Esheti Ashagari. Rachel Elizabeth Bailey. Samuel Ianalua Balugon. Brittany Elizabeth Banks. Alexandra Noel Barlow. Aparna Basani. Venkat Basani. Jumana Bartose. Sherlene Bobron Smith. Dwayne Barry Jr. Michelle Pauline Broom. Shannon L. Connor. Madison R. Constanza. Marcia May Davidson. Maria Simonet Sita Ramos. Brendan Thomas Dempsey. Christina Marie Stella Division. Sterling Reginald Dimanche. Susan Doherty Tachi. Nikki M. Duplessis. Mohammed Imaduddin. Kemper English. Betsaida Esperance. Gael Esperance. Sana Ijaz Farhan. Jennifer Camber Ferreira. Kristen Marie Fournier. Viviana Elizabeth Francis. Carrie A. Jentz. Maranatha Masafint Giza. Sondiwe Jessica Hare. Shakirat Hamzat. Rama Hannah. Elizabeth Josephine Harris. Christopher E. Hickman. Preston Alexander Hill. Adnan Mohammed Idris. Jillian Jenkins. Glennie Joseph. Kalpana Kaza. Leanne Teresa Keegan. Mehdi Katani. Samuel Pascal Lacassade. Scott Lapalainen. Richard Larrabee. Anne-Marie Lavorsi. Natasha M. McInnes. Erin Grace McMorrow. Robert John Michael. Daniel James Murphy. Grace E. Muturi Casper. Victoria R. Nail Taylor. Anush Natyal. John B. Nelson. Caitlin L. Newman. Perry Ofori. Adetunji Onamade. Sokrina U. Rachel Owens. Esther Abena Owusu.
Allison Peltier. Karen Noel Peterson. Alexandra Petillon Cordero. David Václav Pitelka. Christina Renee Provencher. Kenny Dominique Pryor. Cody Allen Putnam. Ada Rivera. Jeanette Marie Robichaud. Deborah Elaine Rodman. João Mateus Silva. Marie Ellen Sparks. Beverly C. Thompson. Marvin R. Thompson. Diana Vong. Odette Der Yang. School of Education, Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study, Degree in Educational Leadership and Management, led by Dr. Denise Sargent. Jill Knudsen Milton. Master of Education, Degree in Curriculum and Teaching. Kaylin Brazel. Chelsea June Claggett. Nicole J. Como. Mallory Rose Dunn. Nicole Alicia Guilford. Chelsea Marie Giroux. Shauna L. Harris. Stephanie Michelle Lindsay. Kyle David Madej. Kara D. O'Reilly. Jessica Lauren Pink. Jean Marie Pratt. Sarah A. Santo Vargas. Nadia Sahila. Mark Earl Svensson. Brian J. Tessini. Sonia Tillis. Master of Education, degree in Education, grades 5 through 12. Jennifer Brennan. Madison Michelle Daigle. Caitlin Judge. Master of Education, degree in Educational Leadership and Management. Erin M. Began. Monique A. Colson. Yvonne Claire Gittleson. Jeremy Joseph Kennedy. Julianne F. Sullivan. Christopher Allen Vickery. Dominique Eric Williams, Sr. Master of Education, degree in Elementary Education, led by Dr. Lindsay Ben-Harris. Donna Meyer. Master of Education, degree in Special Education, led by Dr. Jessica Apamo Gannon. Carissa Bardsley. Allison Victoria Barnes. Abby Caitlin Burkhart. Cassandra Marie Connolly Clark. Laura Elizabeth Hildick. Marina Olson. Tammy Richmond. Alan Joseph Soban, Jr. Juliana Hope White. Jonathan Ureta Mart.
School of Health and Natural Sciences. Master of Education, degree in Occupational Education, led by Dr. James Alicata. Allison M. Berry. James Virgil McNamara. Master of Science degree in Computer Science, led by Dr. Brady Chen. Mohammed Awais. Tanati Banchan Hud Tanat Kadit. Hua Qingao. Joyce Ann Kimani. Rajesh Lova Dana Ramakola. Saikeeth Kumar. Pavitra Madhupuri. Nodir Nabiev. Vanila Vemula. Ozkan Yagan. Ratnakar Yedal.
Chair Deborah Phillips and Dr. Franca Baricelli, please join me at the podium. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, I present to you these persons whom I know to be sufficient in knowledge according to the customs of the ancient and revered universities for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science in Education, and Bachelor of Science.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Higher Education of Massachusetts and the Fitchburg State University Board of Trustees, I am pleased to grant these candidates their degrees with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
Will the chairpersons for each undergraduate program please present their candidates to President Lapidus so that they may receive their degrees?
School of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Science degree in Communications Media, led by Ms. Mary Baker. Clovis Anuche. Joshua D. Gogan. Crystal M. Gonzalez. Sarah Catherine Hetu. Dominic Joseph Lojidasi. Sadie D. McNeil. Kevin S. Nui. Disa Parker.
There's a box right underneath. You put them all in.
J.C. Santiago. Kyle Brendan Shea. John Simmons. Maximilian Alfred Simonelli. Wilder D. Tallman. Miranda Lee Tozier Robbins. John Ta Tran. Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice, led by Dr. Richard Wiebe. Amanda Sierra Berg. Ruthnie Carla Bonet. Arturo L. Cedillo. John Joseph Delahanty. Stephen Terrence Delahanty. Nathan James Foster. Karen Marie Garapi. Courtney A. Ingersoll. Robert John Levy. Jared D. Nelson. Erica Annette Toro. Bachelor of Science degree in English Studies, led by Dr. Lisa Gim. Christopher Adam Gerhardt. Nicholas Toomey. Bachelor of Science degree in Game Design, led by Ms. Mary Baker. Matthew Alexander Lyons. Jessica Arcadia Swartz. Joseph Nicholas Tierney. Connor J. White. Bachelor of Science degree in History, led by Dr. Benjamin Lieberman. Seth T. Canning. Bachelor of Science degree in Human Services, led by Dr. Mark Williams. Katie Kella. Susan M. McClurkin. Corey T. McLean. Janitza Perez. Joshua Senois. Kalia Tao. Heather Tuttle. Mariette Frances Bridget Weigel. Destiny Shaylee Yazi Lambert. Bachelor of Science degree in Interdisciplinary Studies, led by Mr. Petrie Flint. Anissa Uaje Ujai. Alexa M. Doobie. Glenn L. Hardy Jr. Timothy James Heath. Sarah Denise Joy. Nicole Ann Koweski. Isabel A. Lilly. Susan Elaine McDonald. Alana G. Manius. Winifred Poma. Dima Sultan Suday. Dominic Kevon Williams. Bachelor degree in sociology, led by Dr. Patricia Arend. Owen Michael Cudahy. Stacy E. Dimzel. Denise Renee Wallaba. School of Business, Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration, led by Dr. Michael Greenwood. Rita Amianpog. James A. Concannon. Ryan J. Dupel. Vera Ferreira. Anthony Omar Floyd. Ilana Elizabeth Fry. Lydia Foley. Joanna Lee Heng. Sebastian Jaramillo. Maisa J. Linton. Riley McCarthy Macklin. Paul R. Melanson. Elizabeth Valeria Nalbandian. Shada Christine Rivera. Christopher R. Turk. School of Education, Bachelor of Science degree in Educational Studies, led by Dr. Denise Sargent. Erin L. Fitzgerald. Emily Ann Fleming. Emma K. Lottig. Michaela Rose Racine. Bachelor of Science in Education, degree in Early Childhood Education. Amy Beth Coelho. Sarah M. Dignard. Samantha M. McNamara. Kaylee Susan O'Leary. Michaela Alba Oliver. Bachelor of Science in Education, degree in Elementary Education. Kayla Morgan Bennett. Gabriella Rose Shortrands. Brittany Ann Matson. Bachelor of Science in Education, degrees in Middle School Education. Ilea Mackenzie Link. Bachelor of Science in Education, degree in Special Education. Nicole A. Epstein. Sarah Margaret Farley. Rebecca Margaret Valkenes.
School of Health and Natural Sciences. Bachelor of Arts degree in Biology, led by Dr. Michael Nozick. Allison M. Cortez. Bachelor of Science degree in Biology. Brenna N. Brown. Ian Patrick Gannon. Jenny Kayla Gomez Perez. Ayastatu Monti. Traer Lee Wilson. Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Information Systems, led by Mr. Fritz Lander. Christopher J. Johnson. Christopher Jordan Luzzy. Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Science. Charisma Duong. Nathan Walker. Bachelor of Science degree in Environmental and Earth Science, led by Dr. Elizabeth Gordon. Hannah Jane Wilder. Bachelor of Science degree in Exercise and Sports Science, led by Dr. Jason Talanian. Andrew Paul Campilio. Taylor Colvin. Stephanie Marie Duffy. Mia Kristen Ryan. Shannon Elizabeth Smith. Bachelor of Science degree in Industrial Technology, led by Dr. Nirjan Mani. Christopher Matthew Armstrong. Carlos Figueroa Diaz. Jake Taylor Grella. Naeem Mohammed. Yevin Sanan. Kevin Samala. Nicholas Anthony Boyer. Bachelor of Science degree in Mathematics, led by Dr. Peter Staub. Akwazi Apia. Bachelor of Science degree in Nursing, led by Dr. Deborah Benez. Sophia Archipredi. Clarissa Cooper. Madeline DePina. Olenike Salau. Carol Ann Talley. Delicia M. Walker. Bachelor of Science degree in Occupational Vocational Education, led by Dr. James Alicata. Richard Leo Alain. Winfield Scott Cowell III. Bachelor of Science degree in Psychological Science, led by Dr. Christopher Adams. Crystal Marie Arias. Gabriella Cardarella. Samantha T. Harris. Alyssa Khan. Caitlin Taylor McDonald. Carol Ann Piknarczyk. Deannalise Ann Rivera. Alexandria Ann Rudiez. This concludes the conferring of degrees. Please rise and join Fitchburg State University Chamber Choir in singing of our alma mater, In Old Wachusett Shadow.
Please be seated. Tonight, we have honored undergraduate and graduate degree recipients, each worthy of their own round of applause. First, I'll ask tonight's graduate degree recipients to please stand. Each of you has worked hard to advance your understanding of your chosen disciplines and move on tonight ready to be improved practitioners in your fields. We look forward to hearing of your great accomplishments. Let's give them one more round of applause, please. Please be seated. Undergraduates, if you would please stand. In academic tradition, the student who has not yet earned a degree wears the tassel on the mortarboard on the right side. When the degree is conferred, the scholar moves the tassel to the left and joins select company. In recognition of your new status, will each graduate please move their tassel to the left? If I could get all the graduates to stand one more time. About a round of applause for the class of 2021. I think we can do a little bit better than that, the class of 2021. Congratulations to all of you.
Let me express our deepest gratitude and appreciation to you, the graduates, for allowing Fitchburg State to be such an important part of your academic and intellectual growth. We have now reached the conclusion of our ceremony. The popcorn party will recess, and we ask faculty, librarians, students, alumni, and guests to remain at their seats until they have departed. I now declare the winter commencement ceremony in the 127th year of Fitchburg State University closed. Congratulations.